troviamo in una delle località italiane più conosciute.
We are in one of the best-known Italian places in the world, Portofino, and this town is just the perfect place to enjoy an inflatable boat that is sold worldwide, the Strider 11, produced by Sacs. The Strider range has 10 models from 8 to 18 metres, and with its 11 metres in length, the Strider 11 is one of the smallest, but also among the top selling. The width is considerable, 3.73 metres, and that determines its housing capacity, both above and below deck. But the boat still looks sleek and sporty. Designed by Christian Grande, who signed almost all the Sacs models, helping with the signature style of this brand. Have you ever noticed how the lights can characterise cars? Here, the designer has added two eyes which make the boat come alive with their gaze. These elements can be emphasised or hidden by the colours. The more they contrast, the more visible they become. The windshield defines the sporty silhouette and effectively protects the pilot and co-pilot. The steering position is organised in a very careful manner. The position of the instruments, the chart bolster, but also commands and the steering. They are the result of a very precise ergonomic design. There is also the platform footrest and the seat's convertible lumbar cushions. I'd say that there will be no problem finding the most comfortable position to drive this racing boat. The foredeck is fully dedicated to the sun deck. In the cockpit, mobile kitchen is equipped with sink, countertop, refrigerator and ice maker. The sun deck is gigantic, and on the inboard-outboard version, also the aft platform is immense. On this 11-metre boat you can invite many guests. There is so much space and it's approved to carry up to 14 people, a much higher number than a yacht of the same size. The sun canopy can be quickly mounted with the aid of gas actuators, and it shades both the living area and the stern mattress.
La differenza più importante rispetto alle imbarcazioni ovviamente la fanno i tubolari.
The most important difference compared to other boats, obviously, is how the tubes are made. Not just as a matter of aesthetics, but also because they allow us to even bump into other boats while racing. Kidding. I mean that you don't need to put the fenders out even as we approach another boat. And mooring problems or at the dock manoeuvres leave us a bit more relaxed. We know that if we approach a little bit violently, nothing happens. Actually, a maxi rib like this also differs from boats to other ways as well, perhaps even more important ways. Inviting friends aboard a yacht is a little like inviting them to a dinner in a penthouse in the city centre. Inviting them aboard the Strider 11 is like inviting them to an outdoor barbecue. Get the idea? No, well, let's go back to talking about water. Maybe it's better.
Questa versione è equipaggiata con due fuoribordo Mercury Verado da 400.
This version is equipped with two outboard Mercury Verado engines, but under the sun deck in the aft bay, usually there are two inboard-outboard engines, generally of 320 horsepower. Here, having a little bit more power will probably go faster.
Per montare I motori fuoribordo hanno realizzato un bracket, cioè una struttura.
To mount outboard engines, they have created a bracket, that is, a light alloy structure applied in the transom. This changes a bit the ascent of the boat compared to the version with motors inside the stern bay. The inboard-outboard, with sterndrive in particular, since the weight and thrust are located more aft, the hull takes on a more aggressive stance. It's sportier, it raises the bow a bit, and keeps the stern flattened in the water.
Cosa significa questo in termini pratici? Che I passeggeri...
What does this mean in practical terms? The passengers, seated on the sofa, do not feel the roll of the hull. They do not feel the pitch. The bow instead sways a lot, but it depends on the waves, on the speed, and how you decide to keep the trim. Better lower it.
È un mezzo veloce, pensate che...
It's a quick boat. Just think, we are sailing so serenely, even now at 35 knots, with the engines at 4,200 RPM.
È veramente tutto quello
It is really all that you could expect from an inflatable boat. So that is to say, it's a pleasure to sail, to run on water, but without the problem of controlling a racing boat too fast, too complicated to fly. This is really simple to use. It responds well. You feel confident at the helm. Though we must always remember that behind us there are 800 horses, and they must be tamed carefully, without exaggeration. The Mercury Verado 400s arrive at 7,000 revolutions per minute. Now we're at 5,000 RPM, so for them it's still cruising speed. And we are sailing at 41 knots. Gas, trim, and see how the speed rises.
Oh, il ritmo è tutto diverso!
Oh, the rhythm is completely different. The hull climbs out of the water. Even the sound is more aggressive. And the speed, at this time, is 55 knots.
Questi motori, I Verado 400, in realtà usati alle andate...
These engines, these Verado 400 in fact, used at cruising speeds are very docile. Also, their consumption, despite their power, is quite reasonable. For example, at this pace, with the engines at 3,500 RPM, speed is 25 knots. They are consuming about 30 litres per hour. Rafts like this are often the tender to a mega yacht. But I prefer to think that this is primarily made to give an outing in the sea. After a day of sailing, of sunbathing and of sea, it's time to rest, and below deck there is a double bed, the right amount of space for bags and personal belongings, and then the bathroom.
Lo Strider 11 è stato varato per la prima volta nel
Strider 11 has been launched for the first time in 2009, and now, after many years, it is still a benchmark, a dream for many boaters.